So this is the last video of the introduction to the Facebook ads course. So y'all made it. You've gotten all your stuff set up by now. And now we're going to basically talk a little bit about the basic Facebook ad structure, give you a brief intro to that if you're not familiar with it already. So let's dive into it. So there's three parts to running Facebook ads. There's the campaign level, there's the ad set level, and then there's ads. So what we're trying to answer is what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to get people to watch a video? Are you trying to optimize for people to engage with your post? Are you going to optimize for link clicks? Or are you optimizing for something like a conversion, like someone buying something off your website or triggering the add to cart action on your Facebook pixel? These are all things that you need to optimize for at the campaign level so that Facebook basically knows who to target and who to optimize for, who your campaigns are going to be based around. At the ad set level, this is where we go into who we're trying to target. This is basically setting our target audience, their interests, the age group, the demographic, the location. All of that is what we set at the ad set level, and then ads obviously is where you get creative. That's where you're writing copy, you're writing content for your ad, you're using your videos or your images, whatever you have, hopefully videos at least early on with your ad sets. So that is in a nutshell how it works. You got a campaign. Within a campaign you can have as many ad sets as you want, and with an ad set you can have as many ads as you want. But that's how it works. It kind of webs out from here. So we could have one campaign with 3 ad sets, and each ad set could have 3 ads in it. So we'd have a total of 9 ads running. But it's all going to be under the same campaign objective, which is best case what we're trying to set up. So let's dive into what the types of ad campaigns are. I touched on this a little bit, but we'll go into it more specifically. So there's things like brand awareness and reach. These are very cheap things to originally start out to get some data, but they're not really targeted. If you're just optimizing for reach or brand awareness, this is something that a lot of small businesses do locally to try to get their name out. It's really just kind of like a easy way to just let people know that your company exists. But with what we're doing with e-commerce, we don't really want to start out with either of these. We're going to start out with things in the consideration stage. This is where we're going to basically set our campaign level to collect data for us. This is, starting out, very first thing we're going to be doing is collecting data. So the 3 things that I use, we can dive into it. Traffic is for link clicks, people going to your website. Engagement, this is either like post engagement or page likes. App installs we don't need to worry about. We don't have a Facebook app. We're not trying to do anything with apps. Video views is another good one though. If you have and you need to have a video ad to run, definitely video views is one of the ones I optimize for. Lead generation is something you could do, same with messages, but we don't really touch either of these too often. Later on, once you have some data to use, that's when you're going to start optimizing purchases, view contents, things like that. Product catalog sales, this is where we use what we use to set up our dynamic product ads. Again, we'll go into that later as well. Store visits, really don't need to mess with this one too much either. If we're tracking people going to your website, we would probably do in conversions or link clicks. So yeah, that is what you would be looking for at the campaign level. Diving in, like I said, traffic, engagement, video views are the 3 we focus on that side, and then obviously conversions and product catalog sales are the other ones. So what is an ad set? This is where, this is probably once you're on the ads manager side of things, this is what setting your ad set looks like. You're going to see probably something up here that lets you name your ad set. You are going to want to at least name and number it so at least you can differentiate between the different ad sets you're testing. Because this is where the bulk of your testing is going to be, is this side of things. You probably don't have a custom audience. This is where you would start whenever you're looking at basically building lookalike audiences, uploading CSV files of past customers. If you have any of that data, that is similar or at least useful towards the audience you're trying to target for your Shopify store, this is where you would put that in. Locations, most of us are probably going to be selling to the US, so you could just leave that as is. Age range, again, this depends on your market. Obviously we're selling chandeliers, we're not going to be targeting 18 upwards of 35 to 65 plus is probably what we'd aim for. Languages, typically I do put English in here just to make sure that the people we're targeting are with speaking the same language as what we're typing. And this is where it gets interesting too. This is where you're going to be testing different interests. We try to keep, basically you're going to have to do research, and you're going to have to find out what keywords are hitting for the products you're trying to sell. And from here, this is where you set that, and you basically will get to see the audience size that you're targeting. Up here it'll tell you the size of the audience. I try to keep it, I mean, it varies. You can test a lot of different stuff, but usually 250,000 to 10 million is a good range to have when you're testing audiences and interests. So keep that in mind whenever you're putting stuff in here. And obviously you can save the audience too, use it for later. Below this is where you would also set your budget for the ad set. The ad set level is where you set your budget. There's no need to be testing for more than $5-10 a day per ad set. So yeah, with that said, what's an ad? Super simple. You should know what an ad is. We've talked about this a little bit, but I'll go ahead and show you an example of an ad on Facebook just so you can see it. So we've got this right here. Back to Reality, I think, is like a blog network basically. They promote a bunch of different products on here. They're probably an affiliate for a lot of these, probably with a bit.ly link anyways. So you see some emoji heavy copy. Obviously I wouldn't recommend using all these emojis, but emojis do kind of lighten up the vibe of your ad. So consider that when you're writing your copy. It doesn't need to be more than 2-3 sentences max. And obviously having a link in the copy is important, as well as having a link down here, which we'll show you how to set up whenever we dive into that. Video ad, super important though. You need to have a video ad. It needs, I mean, even if it's something like this, I know this is a product that's sold on AliExpress, and I'm guarantee you the supplier just provided this video. If not, the customer probably just bought it and made a quick video themselves on their iPhone. It doesn't need to be super complex. In a lot of cases, all you need to do is just showcase the product and show what the product does, what the kind of the end goal is of buying it. As you can see, we got a lot of shares, we got a lot of engagement, and 334,000 video views. That's great. So this is like an example of a simple but effective ad. And if you're optimizing for things like engagement and shares or video views, you're going to see a lot of data that you can use, and obviously some of these people probably bought this too. This isn't necessarily optimized like for purchase conversions. It's probably optimized for something like engagement so they can get data. But once they have that data, they can retarget, they can build lookalike audiences, and they can sell higher ticket items, which is what our end goal is. So that is, in a nutshell, Facebook ad structure 101. Next lesson, when we go into section 2, we're going to be diving into some more intricate stuff about Facebook strategy. So I'm looking forward to that. I know y'all are probably anxious to get into diving in and starting your own Facebook ad campaigns, and I promise we're getting there. I just want to make sure that y'all have the foundations and everything you need to know before you do that. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next course.